The Simpsons Hit and Run. Released over 20 years ago but still considered one of the best open world games of all time. From nostalgic races, beating up Ralph Wiggums, and many different gags. And we'll be completing every mission and getting every collectible in the game. We start outside the Simpson house, and after finally being able to input a controller, this is just not right at all. We can finally talk to Marge. For the first mission, all we have to do is race to the Quickie Mart, get some ice cream and cola, which seems pretty simple enough. Along the way, we decide why not, let's pick up some of the collectibles, find ourselves the first wasp on the roof, and also pick up our first collector card as well. Entering the Quickie Mart, we get our first gags of the series, and then get to speak to Apu, who will be able to give us the ice cream and cola that we desperately need to satisfy Marge. With this in hand, we begin to race back to the house. And before we do that, we also pick up a gag located in the Simpson house for the TV, and then speak to Marge about picking up Lisa's school project. Nothing's ever simple in this game though, so before we get to the school, we have to race Skinner in order to get Lisa her project before the principal arrives. Obviously, smash him out the park, end up at the school, and finish the mission. Pick up an extra few gags as well here, talk to Lisa, and finally get this mission out the way. Post that, we pick up one more gag and also have a look at the collectibles that we can get in terms of clothing with the casual and Homer Muma. After getting stuck on the side of the car, because this is what happens in this game, we then pick up a few more wasps, one on top of the school bus, one outside the back of the school, and one also on the school roof. It wouldn't be a game as well if we didn't go and get the rocket car to have a little play with. And of course, soon after, braking. Handy, I find a little progress tab here, so we have a look at that and then head towards the first wager race of this series. As you can see, we pretty much smashed this, quite an easy one in terms of obviously being on the first level. Heading through the secret stonecutter's lair, we get two more wasps there as well, and finally complete the race and win the wager. With the need for speed inside of us, we head to Ralph Wiggum and get the first actual race of this episode. Beating Bart and other characters here, pretty easy race. As I said, it's the first mission, so most are pretty simple. However, it's always nice to annoy Patty and Selma. Going back to the story missions, we head back to Marge with the request to give Ned Flanders back his stuff. After a quick booting, we start the mission, where we have to head round town and pick up all the stuff that we've borrowed from Ned over the years, including the cooler from Barney, and other items, eventually ending up with Todd's inhaler on top of the duff truck. Once there, we go back to Ned, and of course he gives us the holy spiritual matrimony of God, after which we head into more collectible hunting so that we don't have to pick them all up at the end, picking up a gag in Ned's back garden as well as a wasp, and in the Simpsons back garden, many gags, another wasp, and of course the card that you guys saw there. After turning this in, we head back to Marge, and then the next mission is to head to Lenny, who tells us that we need to pick up the Plowkin from Barney. With the first car unlocked in this episode, we then need to destroy Smithers so we can get to the power plant before he arrives and pretend that we've been working the whole time. After getting stuck in our car, we smash him against the fence, another one in the side, and eventually it's all over for him. Before heading back to the power plant, we stop off and see old Gil, where we buy ourselves a duff truck and the surveillance van, completing it 2 more collectibles. Homer then shows us his quintessential laziness, with the next task to be to destroy all cameras so that he can sleep on the job. After sending the whole of Springfield into meltdown, we then have to go and destroy all the power couplings. It's a pretty simple task, just a couple of platform jumps, so nothing too difficult for us here, and we smash this probably in absolute record time. We then get to head back to the office where we can finally get the sleep that we require, but unfortunately Mr. Burns sends everyone home for the day, so no sleep on the job for us today, but I'm sure there'll be more opportunities soon. We then head back to the Stonecutter's lair to pick up another collector's card, as well as another gag outside Mayor Quimby's house. Following that, we pick up another couple of wasps and another gag over by the park and outside the rocket ship, before finally sitting on the sofa after a hard day's graft, where we finally learn more about the wasp and surveillance vans around the city. After Homer turns as John Cena with his full camouflage hiding behind the curtain, we are then on to the next mission, which is to tail the surveillance van, which we get to do very quickly and finally figure out where these black vans are coming from. After the most simple of followings that would leave the creators of LA Noire in tears, we finally get to the Burns mansion, where we learn that Montgomery Burns is the person that's behind the wasps and surveillance vans all around Springfield, which then leads us to have a quick look at the progress and then head towards the next race with Nelson. Again, quite a simple race, nothing too challenging in this first episode. The first level is pretty relatively simple, so we finish off this race and then that is all the races done bar one on this section. After showing the parkour skills of a sea lion, we pick up another wasp on top of this building and then head into the second to last mission of this section, which is where we need to stop the distribution of a violent game before it reaches the youth of Springfield. For this we have to smash ourselves 10 times into the truck and pick up the games that fall out, seemingly doing more violence than the game would probably actually cause. But never mind that, it's just a little bit of a plot error. Before finally heading back to the house, which then will start the collectible grind, as we can't start the last mission until we pick up all collectibles in order to get the 100% that we require. Heading to Chief Wiggum's yard, we find ourselves a wasp in the garden, another collectible card, and the need to kick Ralph until we get hit and run, which, you know, is probably one of the best part times of this entire game. We then get to watch a police car smash into the side and blow up before heading towards the bridge, where we find ourselves 2 wasps on the top, one on this side and luckily another on the other side, and fortunately for us we don't fall through the gap in the middle. Our bonus mission of section 1 is with Cletus, and it's where we need to go pick up all the cigar casings as well as the tobacco tomato fruits, which will also give us the second to last car needed, which is Cletus's truck. For this we smash our way through Springfield, picking up all the cigarette casings that we can, and then head towards the tobacco plantain, where we get ourselves a hit and run, not ideal, but then head back through the fields over the top of the burning tyres and then get to Cletus to hand in the mission. With the bonus mission complete, we've got ourselves a few more collectibles to pick up, picking up 1 wasp here, another wasp and a collector's card next to Cletus's house, before picking up the last racing mission of this section, which is with Millhouse, and if completing this we'll be able to get Patty and Selma's car as well. A simple race doing 5 laps of the same track, bit of a speedster, a couple of crashes along the way, but we do eventually be able to pick up the car that we need, and that's all the cars now collected for this section, with only a few more cards, gags, wasps and character clothing now to pick up. We again set off another nuclear reaction before picking up the collector's card on top of the nuclear power plant, and find ourselves a lovely secret entrance into the back of Montgomery Burns' house, which turns out to have absolutely nothing there. Again, we find another collector card, and that means that we've collected all 7 now. We then head back to the school, where we pick up Homer Casual, Homer Mama and Homer the Chosen One, and also pick up the fire extinguisher, which we missed on the first time. We then head back to the Quickie Mart, where we pick up a couple more gags as well that we must have missed on the first time round, and as you can see, once these are all collected in terms of the silent alarm and the squishy machine, that's all the gags for this level now complete. With that, we've only got 4 more wasps to find and to complete the final story mission, and this took a while. I really could not find these. One of this below the donut stand, another one on top of the rooftop of the gas station, one that I really should have found earlier because I did go over to the side but didn't see it, is the wasp on top of the school, and finally near the tobacco plant is where we find the last gag, and upon completing that means we can head to Cole and complete the last mission. All we've got to do here is race Smithers to Mr. Burns' mansion. Unfortunately for us, he decides to take our car with him, and it's a pretty simple race across town, over the tyre fire again, and then we are on our race to the finish. After one-upping Smithers for the second time in this section, we get to talk to Mr. Burns, who confirms that what we're seeing in terms of surveillance vans are not those, but are all actually pizza delivery vans. But after completing this mission, as you can see, we are now at 100%. So please drop a like, comment and subscribe for future episodes where we're going to be 100% in this game.